Oh, that's it. I'm done. Get off me, you fat fuck. This is bullshit. You promised me my own game, but all I do is carry you around. Fuck you and Nintendo. I'm better off in my own game. You'll see. I'll be bigger than you fat fuck. Ugh.
Oh god. Right, turn that off straight a fucking way. 3 games in, you'd think they would have got some new music by now. Fuck's sake. Rudy, who the fuck is this guy?
Okay, Croc, just relax. You're almost there. As soon as they see me, they're gonna promote me to the main character. Never mind the sidekick. Oh my gosh! Are you Croc? Wow! I can't believe it! Yeah, I'm Croc. Man, I really loved your games. How are the gobos? I'm not that Croc. I can't wait to be a sidekick. It's gonna be so cool, don't you think, mister? You know, if you want to be a sidekick, you could always be mine in our own game. Oh yeah, that sounds great. Alright, but aren't games expensive? Where are we gonna get that kind of money to make our own? Well, you'll just leave that to me, because I've got a good idea of where we can get a lot of coins. Okay, mister.
The main new feature of CROCS World 3 then is Rudy, the second playable character in the game. So Rudy is a kangaroo, and you would think that that might bring with it some different moves and abilities, but nope, this being CROCS World, it's just another reskin. Rudy is exactly the same as Croc. There is no real difference to them, so it doesn't matter who you pick to go into a level with, it will still play the same. So upon completing a level, you are ranked out of a possible 3 stars. You get 1 automatically for just beating the level, a 2nd for collecting all the jewels, and a 3rd for killing all the enemies in a level. So each level has a possibility of 3 stars to earn, and like in Mario games, certain parts of the map are blocked off and require a certain amount of stars to pass them. And in total, the game has 60 levels, with half of the game taking place in a sort of Arctic, snowy, mountain setting, and the other half of the game taking place in a much more darker sort of end game area and a sort of volcanic mountain area with lots of lava. Now, in order to get through the levels, you will need to collect as many stars as you can, and it's with the finished Milestone 4 trophy, which requires you to beat all of the levels of World 2, where you'll start to run into the bullshit, because to get to the final level 60 and play it, you need to have collected 145 stars. So some quick maths will tell you that of the 59 levels before it, it gives you a total of 176 possible stars to earn in order to reach that 145 requirement. So that doesn't sound too bad, as you won't have to 3-star every level. But as you begin to play through the levels, you'll start to notice that a lot of them are bullshit, and that these stars are going to be a right pain in the ass.
Oh, come here, coin. You're mine. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. I got all the coins. Mr. Croc's gonna be so pleased.
Hey, Roo! Have you got all the coins yet?
Yeah, I got them all.
Excellent. All this coin collecting's thirsty work. Before we make the game, I think we should make a quick pit stop.
The first 5 or so levels are really easy to get 3 stars in, as the game lures you in with a false sense of security that these 3-star challenges are going to be really easy. But from about the 6th level onwards, for a good series of levels, you'll start to find that they get a bit more bullshit, with level 9 being one of the early peaks, which just shows a lot of bad design, like these platforms that are spaced so they're not high enough, so when you're jumping across two certain ones, you'll hit your head on one of the others, or the enemies that just appear off screen and the camera doesn't zoom out enough for you to be able to see them when you jump. When you get to level 9, you're just better off getting through the level and finishing it and just having 1 star, because it's just a frustrating level. And unfortunately, the poor design of levels carries on throughout the whole game, like this one here, where you can actually end the level by just jumping up to the top right hand corner and glitching the level end trigger zone, when yes, you are actually supposed to go in the water and swim all the way down to the bottom. Sadly, you only get the 1 star for doing it the glitched way, but yeah, it's just shoddy at times. In levels that the game does actually allow you to 3-star, you'll soon realise that there's a very strict linear route through the level in order to be able to do it and get all 3 stars. There's no like making up your own route through the level. You really do have to follow a rigid set path, because you won't either have enough time or the right abilities at certain points if you have to double back on yourself. So another frustrating aspect is that the mid-level checkpoints, when you go past these like signposts, are just absolutely useless and just pointless, because if you die on them, it'll reset you back there, but all of the stuff you've done in that level is also reset, so all the enemies you've killed goes back to 0, and all the crystals you've picked up also go back to 0, so they're just an absolute waste of time. If you do hit one, and then you end up dying later on in that level, you're better off just pausing the game and quitting out the level completely to be able to restart it properly, because these checkpoints just completely screw over your 3-star progress. Like an ultimate cock tease, speaking of which.
Oh boy. Yeah, shake it, baby. This is life, ain't it, Roo?
Oh, I just want to make a game. What about CROCS World 3?
Ugh, Crew. We'll come up with a great idea when we're drunk. That's how all great video games are made. You'll see.
Another annoying aspect is the fact that any power-ups you collect in a level that you have right up until the end of the level don't actually stay with you, so you can't carry them into the next level that you go in. So for example, say if you complete a level and you get the American football helmet, and then you get the rock bag. If you complete the level with those 2 still intact, when you start the next level, Croc is just in his normal default skin, so he no longer has the hat and he no longer has the rock bag. And I think this is a massive flaw with this version of the game, because it means that in certain levels you can't actually 3-star them because you don't have the rocks. And I honestly think the game should and was meant to let you carry the weapons and power-ups through into other levels, because otherwise you can't beat them. And I'm sure I've read online somewhere that the mobile version of the game does actually let you do this, but for some reason in this PlayStation 4 version, whenever you go into another level, Crocs, all of Croc's abilities and power-ups are just reset to 0, so it actually makes the game harder and more bullshit, because there's some levels that you probably should easily be able to do them if you complete the previous level with the power-ups, because you can then go into that level straight away with the football helmet or even a bag of rocks ready to throw at certain enemies. But because you can't in this game, there seems to be a lot of scenarios where the next level along you can't actually beat it 3 stars, because there might be some hedgehogs in there that you can't jump on and you have to kill them with rocks, but that level won't have enough power-up blocks for you to even get the rock blocks. So it's just it just seems really fucking dumb and a mistake on the dev's part. A perfect example of this is level 20, because this one is impossible to get 3 stars in, because you'll never be able to kill all the enemies, because it's full of hedgehogs that you can't jump on because Croc will die, so you have to use rocks. But this level doesn't contain the rock power-up because there's not enough power-up blocks in the level for you to get the helmet and then the rocks. You can kill the crabs, but you can't kill all the hedgehogs, and there's more hedgehogs in the level than crabs. And there's also some fish that you can't even kill either, because again, they need to be killed with rocks. So this is just one that is impossible to 3-star because you haven't got the right equipment. How fucking dumb. It happens again and again throughout the game, like in level 30, which is the final level of the ice world. You start off on a bridge, and as you cross it, there is just one power-up block to give you the helmet, but the bridges are full of attacking fish that you can't kill without the rocks. And then at the end of the second bridge, there's the boss, and as soon as you kill that and walk across to the right, you finish the level, so you can never 3-star that one. What were they thinking there? Another problem is some levels you just don't get enough time to kill all the enemies and get all the jewels, because you're having to go back and forth on yourself, because you'll have to get through part of the level before you get 2 power-ups in order to get the rocks, and then you have to run back on yourself to kill all the enemies you've had to avoid because you couldn't jump on them, and that often means you waste a load of time. And there isn't always a clock power-up to give you extra seconds in a level, so some of them you just simply don't have enough time to be able to get to the end after killing everything.
Mr. Croc, we're out of money.
Oh, what? Oh, shit. Come on, we'll think of the game on the way home and then we'll make it.
The second world, the lava area, seems to repeat the same sort of patterns as the first ice world, in that it will give you some simple as fuck 3-star levels really early on in a row, and then it'll start to give you bullshit ones where you can't do it. It also gives you rocks and multiple power-ups to get the rock bags in certain levels, when you can actually get through them without even using the rocks, because all the enemies in there are ones that you can jump on to kill, so you don't even need the rock bag in those levels, yet it will give you them. And then stupidly, in levels where you actually do need the rocks to be able to kill some flying enemies, or the fish or the hedgehogs, you won't actually be able to get one. So that just leaves further into the fact that you should be able to carry the power-ups over into other levels. Another frustration due to the rigid and set nature of the level design is that some platforms or enemy movements can actually really delay you and drain your time. So if you don't kill an enemy exactly when it first appears and it flies the other way past where you're going, you have to then wait for them to come back so that you can kill them, but that's probably just cost you 10 or 20 seconds, so you probably can't get to the end of the level now. It's the same with certain moving platforms. If you don't jump on them straight away, you're in for a long wait as they go back and forth. This level's also bullshit. So it gives you the helmet power up early on, but the only problem is there's a load of hedgehog enemies, and as soon as you jump off of this totem, you drop down to this low ledge and there's no way to get back up there, and you only ever get the rock power up a bit later on in the level, and even from there you still can't return back to where you were because there's this jump that's too far and you just end up falling down bottomless pits. So you can only ever get 2 stars from this level. So that's another one that punishes you and makes you not be able to get the maximum amount of stars. But then you'll go on to play other levels where you do miss enemies, like this purple flying thing here that I blatantly miss, and then go on to complete the level, only to find that it still gives me 3 stars, even though it clearly says 28 of 29. Man, I swear they were drunk when they made this game.
What could possibly go wrong? This is gonna be great. You'll see. CROCS World 3, starring Croc and his lovable sidekick Roo. Yeah, I can see it now. We'll have a map system like Mario World where you can select all the levels, and we'll have ice and lava worlds to explore. It'll be great. You'll see. Ah, yeah, fortune and glory. Here we come, Roo.
So by the time you have reached level 60, you'll probably find that you are a few stars short, and it's then an agonising case of scanning back through the world map to try and find any levels that you may have just got 1 star in, and then replaying them to try and squeeze out at least 1 more star from it. And that is really frustrating because a lot of the levels don't let you 3-star them, and even 2 stars is quite tight on some of them. So it is a bit of an awkward run through whether you try and just kill all the enemies or grab all the jewels. But because of all the problems I've already mentioned, this becomes a bit of a ball ache to do. But eventually you'll find those magical few levels that do let you 2-star them, and you'll then be on 145 stars and we'll be able to finally tackle the last level of the game, level 60. So just what lies in that tower? Well, it's another shitty boss fight level with a really badly done boss that just poses no challenge whatsoever. You just basically gotta wait until he stops flying and goes down low to try and hit you, and then you just jump on his head, and you just repeat that process over and over again until he dies. And once you do get him, just run to the right and you'll get the level completed, and the finished Milestone 4 trophy will unlock. And for all the reasons mentioned, this gets a bullshit trophy rating.
Alright, here we go. Let's go! Oh, shit! Shit! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Yeah. Alright, hold on. I'll see if there's an... Oh, shit!
Wait! Oh no, not this guy again. Wait, it's me, Croc! You can't do a Super Beanie-Man anniversary video without me, can you, silly? I'm the star of the show! Oh, just fuck off already, Croc. Sackboy, sort him out, will ya? What do you mean, man? Ah, fuck's sake. At least he's gone. Thanks, Sackboy. Cheers, buddy. See you later, everyone. Thanks for watching.